Hi everyone, it's Birjees. I thought to continue with our autumn theme, we could attempt a semi abstract landscape with autumn trees and a bit of a lake or something. And what I'm going to do is just wet down the paper, not fully, just bits of it, because what I want is to lay down a first wash of some trees, and I've put a tape around this. Now there's the potential, two potentials here. It could be that the paint runs. It could be that we end up with a ripping tape. We could end up with the paint not coming out nice at all. Lots of things could happen. Who knows? And what I'm going to do is just put down random colors in places. Orange here. And these are coming out straight from the palette. Carry on wetting the paper again, because if it starts drying, you don't want to dry it out so completely. You want the paper to continue to be runny so you can actually add more paint to it. There is a potential that this could go wrong because this is semi-abstract. It could go very, very wrong. And I'm going to add some burnt sienna to the mix as well. Darken the yellow here because I want this yellow to stay sort of semi-yellow. Just do a bit of lifting if you need. And just put a few things back here. And I want to add a sort of a very strong sort of here, and maybe a little bit of sort of green there. So green here as well. The potential to go horribly wrong here, isn't it? This paper's very, very wet. Maybe I've got it too wet, I don't know. Now I'm going to let this dry, and then we're going to put another layer on in a minute. Now it's dried a lot lighter now, so what I'm going to do is just wet around this much again. Just this much. I wanted those as in the background, so I'm not sure if this is going to work, so let's just try it. And now I'm going to put in some really strong sort of colors in. Quite strong. And I'm going to put an orange along here. And a really sort of strong color here like that. And a very sort of burnt sienna along here. This is a very large brush I'm using. We can put some burnt sienna up there as well. Again, this is just, abstract. Oh, it could be anything really. And I want to put a weird, you're going to laugh at this, sort of a Prussian blue in. I'm going to put that in because it looks like it's going to be a bit of fun. We're just sort of messing around with the colors here. And push it along here. Just add some burnt umber, just to add it to the bottoms. But you're wondering what this is what this is. Me too as well, actually. I'm wondering the same thing. And just wet, and let it sort of run down. Just let it sort of run down a bit. To darken that burnt sienna. I want to add a sort of a bluey, a sort of a bluey green. Let's use turquoise. That's the sort of green I wanted, sort of a turquoisey blue. And again, this is an autumn scene, so please go ahead and use whatever colors you have. I'm just using all my primaries, and I'm using my the browns and things. But in any color that you have, just use those. It's just a bit of sort of fun, really. See if I can. I want to scrape something showing up, but when I put the other some of them are showing up. I think some of them are a little not showing up, but what I'm going to do in a minute, once it's all dried, is to put more twigs and things, branches in, and a few twigs. I want to lift this out. Just lift it out, and there's a reason for that. So with this, I'm just going to put a little sort of, let's make it darker. And I want to take some strong burnt umber. And just sort of bring it sort of down. Just wet this again. The way I'm working is extremely difficult. Oh my god, colors are everywhere. I want the reflections for whatever is up there sort of down here as well, because this is going to be a sort of a lake, sort of like a type of river or something. So I want everything sort of reflected up here. Just want to keep this sort of clear for a reason. And I want to use the other end, maybe. Use whatever tools you have. I'm going to wipe this bit up and put in some tree trunks. Okay, now I want to do one more thing here. a lot darker and stronger. This is a homemade Payne's grey. Keep that sort of clear. And I bet you're wondering why. I want to try and put some people, a person in there. Get that as dark as possible. And I'm going to add maybe some black to that too. Now I'm going to dry this off again. Okay, now I'm going to put it's semi-dried. I mean, there are some bits sort of still wet, but that doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to make is a very dark brown, and I'm going to paint in some trunks and some mini branches. Use your rigger. Sorry, I'm not speaking because it's sort of fairly self-explanatory what's going on, what I'm doing here. And we just want to put some branches in, because that's what brings it. That's what'll sort of bring it all together. And you want to make sure that the branches are overlapping and the way they usually do. Overdo it either, but I am at the moment because I want to give those trees in the foreground some sort of form, and the only way to do that is to put some branches in, trunks and twigs and things like that, and maybe just wiggle it about. Sort of let it dance, sort of in the back, make it look like there are some in the distance there as well. We don't want to put too much in. And now I just want to give a suggestion that there are some at the bottom here as well. I don't want to overdo this, just the main ones really. Dance it back and forth as well, because that's really what's going on here. Okay, and now the final thing I want to do is just want to add a person, sort of a human being. And first of all, we're going to use black. This could mess it up, so let's just see what happens. So let's just assume that there's a little person here in the distance. Now, I was going to do its dog, but I don't know whether I can. And go back in with the black, so he's wearing, or he or she is wearing black. The dog, God, I don't know what to do with the dog. Okay, I've come back to this painting the next day because I had to stop in the middle the last time. So I'm going to put the dog in, and I'm going to use a pen for this, a brush, a little fine liner pen by Artline, and I'm going to use the grey, and I'm going to try and make this sort of very, very sort of small, because it's just very, very tiny dog, as it is in the distance here. And we're going to put a couple of ears in, and that's really all I'm going to do with the dog, just to suggest it. And then a little bit of a sort of a lead from the from the guy, from the person. There it is, like that. And that's our dog. Now I've wet down the paper again, and what I want is to add a bit of color to the water again, and I'm going to do this using a little bit of this red in some places here, like so, and maybe a little bit of orange along here and here, and then I'm going to take the same red and just suggest a reflection for this person in the water, like that. And then take the same whatever brush I've got, and I want to add a little bit more sort of bit of line work here, not line work, more land mass here, and I'm using a sort of a sort of a Payne's grey type of colour that I've made just along here. Suggest the difference between the water and the trees and things above it. I'm just using a flat brush for this, just to add a bit more texture to the horizon or the dividing line here. A suggestion of the dog as well, and a little bit of the suggestion of the dog in the water. And even though it's a little bit wet, I want to see if I can do something here. So looking out and putting some highlights in the water here, like that, in the distance here as well. Really dry brush. Move some of the water around here. Just around there. Now I'm going to let that dry, and I want to put a few highlights with a white pen as well. So let's just come back to that in a few moments. All right, it's dry, and let's just make him stand on something. He's not standing on anything here, like that. Now I'm just going to take the white pen, just put a few highlights on the water, just along here, like that. Not too, I don't want it too overpowering. maybe along here as well. One more, a couple more here. Okay, so here we are, our autumn landscape on a lake or something with a person and a dog. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you.